The String Ninjas Podcast.
Come get some. Don't have time to play with myself.
Take it easy. We're the good guys.
Hail to the king, baby.
The String Ninjas Podcast.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. One yank, and then you come.
Right, off you go, Mick.
Off we go.
Right, and
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the last episode of Season 2 of the String Ninjas Podcast, a very special podcast roughly 3 years in the making. We are here in our spiritual home, the birthplace of the Saturday night main event, the Ninjas at the Hewitt. Two very special guests with us this evening to finish off the series. First of all, to my left, we have the king of dough in Belfast. He's the socialist, Mr. Owen Scollay. And if you didn't think that was even possible, even further to the left, although I think he's usually about the middle.
centre right.
Yeah. Your mothers love him, your fathers hate him. He's in my phone as Kal-El because he identifies as son of Jor-El.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's Belfast answer to Kit Boga, Mr. Declan McKeown.
What I'd like to say is, why can't you be that like fucking eloquent in all the podcasts that we've been doing? That was like, you've been sitting up all night rehearsing that shit in the mirror, haven't you? You're just writing, it's like one of those lipstick fucking things where you've got a thing of lipstick, you've just been writing down all the different points of what you're going to say. Start off.
No, it's a special episode.
So it is the Roasties special.
The Roasties, yeah.
Without the Roasties.
Without the Roasties.
Without the Roasties.
I must admit, it's good to be here, but obviously it's quite sad to see the depths that you've sunk to when you have to have me and him on. Like,
oh, you haven't seen anything yet. He's subscribed to the Patreon, you get to see the real dirt he does.
No, we've scraped the barrel today, lads, but it's all good.
I know, I'm loving the setup. I feel like I'm in a charity music video. That's a night that
Do you know you're the second person in this series to make that joke?
I know, it's good. As soon as I seen it, I was all like, it's Christmas time. That's what I went straight to.
The funny what you used to say about the Roasties, because I literally didn't have this idea. It's the classic me. Didn't have this idea at all yesterday or the day before, but literally as Davey's pulling up, I was like, fuck, I should have done a load of spots before I came down. I know. Although by the time I set up, they'd be fucking freezing. You'd be telling me how stinking they are.
Do you want to explain to the good people at home why this is called the Roasties?
The Roasties special, yes. Was it we did that gig in the Crescent Arts 3 years ago? R.I.P.
We didn't gig it like we were.
I was
we were the hard help. We were
part of the integral team, so you were.
One was attacking, I was too busy flirting with a wee girl on the front door.
I didn't want to say that, but that was literally.
I was going to say, your wife's going to see this, but then she knows you.
He was nothing but a gentleman to her. So yeah, we were chatting, we had a few drinks, and then we decided to I think it was actually come here. We came here in the taxi. And yeah, I told you my business plan for my restaurant. I told it to chef the other day, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, he was just humouring me.
You should have said anything.
I know, but here's the thing, I'm putting it out there because I'm not going to get to do it within the next 10 years. So if it pops up, I'd be like, I have fucking evidence that you stole my fucking idea. So so I wanted to do a roast potato themed restaurant. But not even a restaurant, a box with a D5 would do the job. So it's going to be called Roasties, and it's literally going to be like 5 D5 fryers, big fucking huge oven. Everything gets done in the oven. Then you come out, then you get to choose what they're like dipped in. So you've got your duck, your fucking your thing, your butter, just a big vat of butter.
Where did the cheers? Did I make it up?
What's it?
It was cheers themed because I remember I made the logo and the logo was cheers. Where did that come from, or was that just?
I don't know. But sometimes you gotta go.
Cheers. I think I went home that night.
It's just developing. I like this. He's got that space out the back. We could be one of those places that starts in like a wee. You know, like the box and her around the sunflower,
like a Bolivian backstreet.
It's just the way just you've just got loads of fucking foreign nationals peeling the potatoes behind you, chucking them in. But yeah, so that's what I want to do. That's my dream. And I says if I had the money, I would do it. Even if it failed miserably, I'd fucking do it. But I'd have to do it. I'd have to do it here. So I'd have to do it in the thing. But I would also be like. You wouldn't just get your roast potatoes. You would get your, there'd be a couple of meats on, like beef brisket. We'd go with the roast potatoes, loads of fucking dirty red wine gravy, no shit like that there. Then you'd obviously have all the vegan stuff.
There's not different kinds of roast potatoes.
Yeah.
You could go up and get,
it's limitless. The ideas are
on
limitless.
roasties on.
Mash on roasties on fucking. Actually, you just do loads of roasties and then mash the fuck out of them and be there you go. Because then you'd have all that crispy bits in the middle. And then we could introduce, I was going to say America, Ireland, to tater tots. That could be the next big thing because that's not a thing here. Tater tots could be the way forward.
Yeah, the same as croquettes. Remember you used to get croquettes?
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's not the same thing, you know?
I don't know. I think they're dinky. They're wee tiny things. But I think the thing is the same.
Well, they're not normal size. Just Americans are all big and fat, so they just in proportion look smaller.
Well, I haven't done my market research yet, but but once what do you call that? There, I've hired the same group that did the Brexit thing, so they're going to look into it for me. They're very excited. So they
5 minutes in, we're already taking over America.
Actually, here fucking because America, I don't know what their crack is because their food also. No, they're very like it's all very big portions and all, but none of it seems real. Because my missus is in America and she says to get actual mashed potato made with real potatoes is fucking hard as fuck to do because it's all like instant mash and it's always instant this and instant that there. And she said like the most nutritious thing she got when she was over there was Pizza Hut.
But I think that's like,
I understand. That's what's America fast.
It's a country
get them in, get them fed, get them out. Let's get the next ones in.
250 years old, so they're used to things being a wee bit more instant than
The microwave. They haven't even got kettles. They have not got kettles in America.
Really?
No, but probably the rich ones do. The older ones.
That's a sign of luxury.
But that's the thing, sure.
Not one kettle in America.
No, that's it. They're all fucking doing their tea in the microwave. So yeah. But apparently that's a thing as well in Spain. We had a fucking girl when I was working in the Black Box. She came in for for a year. She was here and part of a program with Queens and we were saying to her about kettles, and she was like, "No, we don't. Kettles aren't really a thing." I was like, "But how do you make tea?" She's like, "Boil the water and the fucking."
To be fair, just leave the water out.
I let it strain itself in the sun.
Last time I was in Spain, I nearly fucking evaporated completely.
It was all fucking just a puddle of pint just sitting there. It's a very frothy bottle of water. But yeah.
But anyway, so
yeah, that's my idea. So fuck you.
So trademark Roasties.
Trademark Roasties. This is the Roasties board meeting.
It is indeed.
So it is.
Who wouldn't love rocking up the roast potato van at 2 o'clock in the morning?
So we're going to have to start all over again. So Mick,
are you serious? Are you serious?
I press record on everything else. But the thing is, here's
The
the
good
thing.
news is you get to see Mick's intro again. So
I nail it again, man. But here, no, the thing is,
practice.
the audio's on that there, so it'll be sweet, like. So I'll be able to take it off and do something with it, like.
So what am I doing? Are we starting the whole thing again?
Does that mean I have to tell my charity single song again? Like,
Right. Because this actually happened. We actually did a fucking recording and we were trying new equipment. And I went and watched it back and I was like, mate, that's shite. We need to go back and do it again. And we literally had to sit around the table and try and recreate the whole fucking thing again. It was a fucking nightmare. So if you're just joining us right now, I forgot to hit record on the audio.
Take 2.
Alright, okay. So what am I doing? Am I just doing the intros and then we're going to do the thing again?
At this stage, I don't give a fuck what you do anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, Declan and Owen.
Oh no. I'm gonna lie, it was better when the first time round. You know,
No, do you know what it is? That'll be like the lost tapes.
It was more flattering now.
Alright, I'll try it again.
the end of series.
Right, so right. We'll act like we'll have to fucking Zoolander it. That's it.
Right.
We'll do like the team.
Sorry,
like,
can I get a top up McGuinness again, please?
No, like the start of Anchorman. You know, where they're all like looking at the camera. This is gonna be good because I'm gonna put this out exactly the way it's went.
Right,
but then I'm gonna chop this here.
Yeah.
And right. Cool. You're professional as fuck, isn't it?
I know, that's the scene. The pressure. Right, here we go. We'll try this again. Ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, welcome to the final episode of season 2 of the String Ninjas podcast. If you're wondering why we're all laughing hysterically, it's because Gavin's a dick and forgot to record. So we're trying this all again. I'd like to welcome our very special guest this evening. This afternoon, could be any time of the day whenever you're watching.
4 in the morning.
We have Belfast King of Dough, the social socialist. We have Mr. Owen Scollay. And to his left we have son of Jor-El, or at least that's how he identifies. He is Belfast answer to Kit Boga, Mr. Declan McKeown. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you very
That was well done. Well done, Mick. A round of applause for you. You did good.
That was so much better than the first attempt.
That was take 2.5. No, do you know what? I was sitting on the toilet this morning and I was like, Yeah.
Nice to see the tones lowered straight away. Straight away.
I had a bottle of Ampalomorix in me and 4 Blue Moon last night, so it was a tricky morning. But I was, that's what. And then when we were getting hot dogs earlier, or hot dog sausage rolls, and you called him, was it the sofa socialist? I was like, oh, that bastard, he fucking knew what I was thinking this morning, because I was like, he's the social socialist.
You just sense Mick was having a shite, and you're like, I'm going to steal his idea right from
I
there.
felt it disturbing in the force.
Anyway.
Disturbance in the pipeline.
So, again, I'll say we are at Spiritual Home String Ninjas, the John Hewitt. Thanks to David for having us here, and thanks to Guinness for
Sponsoring us again.
For doing the catering. We did about 4 hours of recording there, and then Gavin forgot to press record, so we're trying it all again.
I told some
podcast in history.
some great jokes. It was so funny.
So we're gonna go when you talk about the roasties, and then we'll come
No,
back.
I'm just going to edit that bit in. But no, the thing is, the fucking computer's facing you, and then you're like,
But it's not my
and then you
job.
turn around, you go like, you hit record. But
It's not my. That's not my job.
it should be.
I don't touch your stuff.
We're in this together, mate. If I go down, you're going down with me.
Sam and Louise.
I'm driving us over the car. Like, you're paying for the petrol.
I fucking usually do.
It's all, I know. Better.
It's all right.
Couple of
It's missing
paradise.
sauce my
Just to
tax.
say, all right, we've already started judging you over here, by the way.
It's a weird relationship.
These
This.
two over here getting on like that there.
I know. We'll not talk about hotel rooms today. We'll not talk about any of that.
No, not after the last one. We can't clean it.
What happened in the hotel room?
There's been a few things that have happened in the hotel rooms.
Funnily enough, I've done none of them. I've just been there. Oh, apart from the chicken. The king.
The chicken.
He came in.
Sorry, what? Hang on. What was the hotel room?
No,
was
we
just
We were in Liverpool. I stayed out because I was.
any body lotion involved?
I know. No, well, the amount of grease that was
Yeah.
involved, it may as well have been body lotion.
Right. Okay, hold on. Let me just clarify a few things. So what happened was we were starting like a mini tour of like North England and Scotland. So we had played here. We'd done like 3 gigs.
We did our usual Saturday.
Our usual Saturday, 3 gigs, and then I went home, couldn't sleep because I knew I had to pick him up like 4 o'clock or whatever, and then had to get the boat. Then we got the boat to Liverpool. I can't sleep when I travel, so I've been awake. Then we went to Liverpool, went out in the piss all day. So I've been awake for God knows 40 hours I think at this point. But he wanted to stay out, and I was like, mate, I need to go home. So I went home to the flat, and then went on Just Eat and ordered about 60 quid's worth of chicken.
Not just chicken.
No.
Not just chicken. It was a fucking banquet from Game of Thrones when I walked in there.
Do you know when you go to a chicken shop and you're like,
The burger looks nice. So does them chips. So does that fucking chicken burger. So does that pizza.
I was ordering like, chicken rolls, chicken burgers, chicken nuggets. There was fries. There was all sorts of chicken.
It was all for like a
But I
fiver.
knew he was going to come home with the munchies. So I was like, well, I'm being thoughtful here. I'll have food for him.
Do you not freak out when you walked in just seeing a load of chicken?
That's not even the worst of what I seen.
Ricky Gervais had just released Humanity on Netflix. So we had Netflix on the TV in the apartment. So I came home.
You just check.
I'm just sitting there in my boxers,
Just making sure all the levels.
watching Ricky Gervais is doing his thing on Netflix, and I've just got all this chicken and fries everywhere. And then he comes in.
He leaves out one fucking detail. He was lying there in his boxers with his boots on. So he's lying there, but the food and boxes were like, it was like a fucking someone had lined a coffin with chicken. He was just lying there, and I came in, and I had a bit of a rough night actually up until this point, where I had to basically ring him crying, going, I can't get a taxi. Can you book me a taxi?
So I had to figure out where he was to Uber, get him an Uber.
And people were laughing at me because of the daylight, the sunlight had come
You
up
were
at this
walking around
stage.
this guitar.
What about with a guitar? But the worst thing was I had loads of pints in me because like in England they drink way later than what we were home by 1:30 I think, and it was like fucking 5 a.m. the sun was coming up, and I was starting at a set of traffic lights, and I was just like just bumped everywhere. And all these cars were sitting there, all these like people in their suits, and they're just laughing at me. Like, fuck. I had to ring him. I was like, I can't get a taxi, can you get me? And then I walk in, and there he is, just lying there like fucking Jabba the Hutt. Ooga wonky chicken wing. I was like, am I in the right fucking universe? Fucking Ricky Gervais just on the TV. I was like, fuck. And then I had the food you gave me, and then I booked it. I just booked everywhere. I was like,
Life on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Life on the road. Rock and roll. Eh, guys?
Motley Crue can suck one.
I also remember that was the night we were outside this bar, and this guy tried to recruit us for the BNP or the English Defence League or something. Like that.
He came up to
Because
me
we
and was
looked
like,
the sorts.
we're better together and all. And I was like, mate, there's hardly any people in fucking Northern Ireland, never mind any of these fucking races that are bombing you somehow. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'm more afraid of you weird cunt. Like, but he was like, but it was such a weird thing. He's like, can I have a light? Because I was still smoking at the time. He's like, can I have a light? And I was like, there you go. And then just, where are you from? Oh, Belfast, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, man, I'm not in the UDA. I don't know what you think where I've come from, like, but he was just talking and it just went on, and then the bouncers were these two big fucking mad lads standing behind me, and I turned around and looked at them to be like, but then I was like, you're in on this, aren't you? So I just went, we're better together, and I was like, yous are better together, and I'm alright, like. So, but it was such a weird bar because there was nobody in it apart from him.
Yeah.
And he decided to fucking just, not even hello or buy you a drink, it was just, here, do you want to join my fucking ISIS hate group?
Oh, we're better looking at that German bar.
I don't know.
Do you remember the German bar? Oh, for fuck's sake. That was a great night.
Well, I'm glad you had it. I'm glad you had it. I'm glad you had it.
We had a class night. Fucking only on bars, £1 shots. It was just like, just
Do
leaving
they
the bar.
exist anymore?
In Liverpool,
Water with a bit of ethanol on top. But yeah.
Anyway, so that...
Yeah, it's enough about us. That's us. That's our 10 minutes of talking.
So that's how long we've been together.
Going on 20 years, maybe?
Must be,
yeah.
give or take, yeah.
No, it's more 20 years. What age are we now?
22?
20 years.
Yeah. Has it always been smooth sailing?
No, like every couple we've had our rough patches, as you know yourselves.
Declan moved country on me at one stage
I
as
did,
well,
I
so I'm still...
If you love him, let him
someone
go.
else, got married, a bunch of kids.
brought her back as well.
Brought her back as well, yeah.
That's the classic tale. Boy meets boy.
Boy meets boy, boy leaves boy.
Boy moves to a different country.
It's Disney story ready there. All
Frozen out.
And then Mick threw a spanner in the works as well.
How did I throw a spanner?
We've kind of made it like a...
I know.
I don't
we were like a
throuple
throuple?
now, but you know,
Everybody's-
throuple's a better word.
Everybody's having to use two hands now.
There's this sort of like weird timetable for friendship type sort of thing.
What are friends? Friends? I'm more of a stay in the house sort of guy. Just you live your lives. I'm happy enough just sitting here.
I'm like that recently as well.
I just couldn't be fucking annoyed.
It's because I'm getting older. That's why.
Yeah, just sitting in the house.
You're only here because Fernando wanted you out.
Well, that's pretty much it. I had to not hit record. That's the only reason. I did 15 minutes. I'll see you in an hour and a half. Let me know how you get on.
You did that.
What's yeah?
That was gold at the start.
I did get it, but only on the camera. But I'll probably splice it all together. I'll do that boop thing again and put that in. The way I'm doing with Bob. But yeah. So Pizzaworks and stickers. Pizzaworks and stickers.
Pizzaworks and stickers.
Is that all I'm known for?
That's what we're here for. So
You're known for something.
Pizzaworks is where? Where is it?
Oh, fuck here. That was sassy.
But
Sassy.
That was sassy.
I told you he took his pissy pills this morning.
no, but just when I look around, right? When I look around, it's all like, well, what the String Ninjas bring to the table? Their musical experience. Owen, pizza extraordinaire, owns his own business. Declan provides you with sound financial advice.
No, hold on a second.
Don't click this link. That's sound.
Did you click the link?
To be
And that's
fair.
my job.
Well, to be fair, no, you do help people.
Well, yeah, I try to.
You know, not all heroes wear capes. I know you. If you could wear a cape at work, you would. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised.
See, since the pandemic, I've been home working. I've done a selection of capes now.
Not all heroes wear speedos either.
Although this one does. Although I did buy a really cheap pair of speedos. Always buy quality speedos. With a cheap pair of speedos, the S fell off.
Yes, and then an A magically appeared.
See, at this point, you just insert tumbleweed.
No, I thought that was quite good.
Did you?
I like shit jokes.
That's right. These are dads.
You've come to the right place now. We're dads. We're full of shit jokes.
No.
I'm afraid of swearing on this.
Cunt, fuck,
Sorry,
wank,
your
shit.
mother will never see this.
Oh, my mother will know right now.
My mother actually will see this, and in one of the episodes, I talked about jizzing on the TV. so yeah, you've nothing to worry about.
I'll not be allowed to play with you boys anymore. Who's that Gavin fella? I'll talk to him.
Talking about how he used his dick as a remote.
To be fair, was it you didn't just randomly tell us that you jizzed on a TV?
It was very natural in the conversation. I just slipped it in there,
Sorry, you jizzed where?
but on a TV.
On a TV?
It was a byproduct of the activity.
Oh, right, okay.
It wasn't like it went fuck here countdowns
It
on.
wasn't just you were casually walking past and went.
It was walking past cash converters,
Yeah,
seeing a 32-inch LCD in the window.
Like you're writing a list of your to-do list for the day. Get up, have a cup of coffee, go to the shops, just on the TV, pick something up for dinner. It wasn't like planned or nothing like that.
No, it was. It's a good
How
cleaning.
far away
Isn't
from the TV were you?
it? A couple of feet. Like.
That's what it was. We were talking what's the furthest distance you've hit, and he went ahead of TV, but we never like worked out where the TV
Rory was like, was it on a bracket or was it? Why was it mounted? Or
This
was
is the quality programming you're paying for, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm bringing back all that PTSD from my ma. She heard the first podcast. Don't worry, I came out totally fucking wrong. Our little secret, mummy. Our little secret.
No, he's
That's how it is.
hello.
That's why we all look alike up our way.
Hi, Siobhan. I had to laugh one day because like I look after all that Patreon stuff, and I were logged in one day, and it was like, oh, you have a new patron, Siobhan Ferris, and I said, oh, maybe that's one of his sisters. No, his mum's definitely called Siobhan, and then I found out like an email from her saying, there you go, Gavin, I've signed up and I stopped fucking swearing so much.
Does this mean we have to now sign up to the Patreon?
No.
Is this like a?
You not already signed up?
Is this a thing? No. You signed up?
You see what?
Clara's?
Same thing.
That's,
Same thing.
I don't think
Is she sharing her password with you? Because that's under our terms and conditions. That's illegal. Busted.
That's what I said to him about the Patreon, because we were mates and listening to the podcast and stuff like that. I turned around to him one bit, it's like, do I need to sign up to this Patreon now? Like, can I just give you like a $5 a month?
I just post it through the letterbox.
I don't like.
No, if you'd rather buy me a pint, I would prefer that.
I don't know.
Half pint, because you're half's mine. I'll have a glass of water.
You need a drink anyway. Get you half a blackcurrant.
Half a blackcurrant, that'd be me off it. I say I get pissed off wine gums these days. Just doing wee lines of wine gums off the table. What year are these wine gums? A nice Beaujolais gummy.
I had a nice bottle of wine last night. I'm Pillomerics. I couldn't tell you what, I mean, it's a French one, but I couldn't tell you what grape variety is or tasting notes. It's just
Yes, you could.
My nose
Of course
is-
you can.
You've
just-
taken a picture of it.
You just don't want to come across as that person we all know you are.
no, because I was drunk when I drank it.
Oh, right.
I always
Blue
say,
Moon, baby.
I've only drank red wine a handful of times, but to me, it's not the same as being drunk. It's like I do like from being high quite a lot of my life. It reminds me of like a buzz, not like when you drink beer and you feel yourself slouching. Whereas wine, you feel yourself a little bit woo, a little bit way, fucking ready to party type of
I
thing.
love a red one.
I do love red wine. It's
Especially when I'm
the next
drunk. When I'm drunk, I all of a sudden turn into like a connoisseur. So I mean, like I've me and my wife and my brother and my sister all out for dinner and stuff like that there, and a few pints in you, and it's like, would you like to try the wine? I was like, well,
Just this big smoking.
my brother sat over there going, you
can't even smell.
See,
I think of being all day classy, but apparently in reality, because I've had a few pints in, I'm like,
this pipe and a smoking jacket just
Remember
appears
when-
out of nowhere.
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
swilling glass of brandy.
I'm that guy, you
one.
know.
Declan's so high end. He ordered an espresso martini at the Hudson one time. Wasn't happy with it and slid it back.
It was
across the
water.
barman and
It
went,
was water.
Oh, no,
It
and
was
he,
water.
but he slid
You
it back.
tasted it. It was water.
No, he
The
slid
push.
it like
It
that
was
with
the
two
push.
fingers and then goes,
Do it again.
yes, no, try that again is what you said.
Yeah.
In the fucking
You
Hudson.
would charge me £8 for it. It was like black water with a foamy head. It was like, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It was water. And all right, fair enough. Used to work in bars and everything, but come on. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, a wee bit of effort there, please.
Type of classy bitch we're doing.
But she made it again for me. I was fine. It was great.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'd be too nice. I just knack it and be like, give us another one. But do better
That's
this
me. I
time.
never complain either.
No, 9 times out of 10, yes, but it was water. It was water. Like I paid $8.50 for a glass
Just
of
made you a
black
cup
water.
of coffee and stuck some fucking.
Do you know what I mean? It was
But I did feel partly responsible for that though.
because you recommended it.
No, because this was after you started working in the Fark and Dog, and you were like,
Oh, you-
exposed.
you-
you had gone from the world of. Can we name them?
I worked at
the Emir Pin.
a budget hotel chain. So where I came from, I like if all else fails, deep fry the bacon. You know, that's where I came from.
I forgot the well done.
Eggs in the microwave.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? That's where I come from. And then I started working at the Dog, and it's just completely different level of food and service and stuff like that. There. And Michael got me into the food and the cocktails and stuff like that there. And he was honest, like, so this is what an espresso martini should taste like.
Like coffee.
That
And
didn't taste like an espresso martini. what the problem is?
See, he was walking about blind. I should have just left him that way. He probably would have enjoyed his experience in the Hudson a wee bit more.
I know.
Yeah,
Just sat there
that's
fuming.
great. Could I have more sugar in it, please? Loads more cream in that there, do
know.
me. Yeah.
Was that after like an all-day drinking session
We
as
were
well?
on the beer out there as well.
We'll be doing Northern Espresso martinis after.
It's fun. that's why.
I'm very surprised that they even did them in the Hudson, to be honest.
That's
like.
back when the Hudson was good.
Yeah.
Before it turned into Piggy Blinders, but then it went
What
back
is
to
it
Hudson
now?
It's
Is it
back,
back
to,
to Hudson?
back to being the Hudson.
But is it back to what it was before, or is it?
A lot of wood chip in that bar.
Haven't been in it since the Espresso Martini night.
I know, it's just
No,
sour.
the last time we were in it was when was it the last World Cup of the Euros? We got Billy Big Balls in the bets.
Oh, my bet.
Do you remember that there?
I'll talk about that. That was free money anyway. It was money. It's not my money.
Do you
It's
want to tell a
money I
story?
won. No.
Do you want to tell a story?
Just I can't look Mazzadoz on the eyes. I think anybody can look him in the eyes, to be honest. Like, so
Tell him
Did you
how
get
much it
done?
was
Did you get done on a bet? Did you?
I had won a bet that day, right? And I'd won like
for. You got a couple hundred up, didn't you?
it was £100 I won.
Yeah.
Right, and it went to what was the match? It was Germany.
It was somebody.
Was it the final?
Well, no, I don't know if it was Euros or semi-finals, but we were in the Hudson.
But it was an all-day drinking.
Yeah, it was
you
all
know
day
when the
session.
sun's shining, you're on the beer and you walk outside and you're a wee bit woozy and all, and you're feeling on top of the world. So I'd already won a £100 bet, but then it went to penalties. And it was the penalty to win. It was Mazzadoz, and I was going, this is a search. So I put the £100 that I had won on him. Of course he missed it.
He missed it.
Did he scoop it? I don't watch your leather balls. So
We were all, there was a group of us who were all like, I'm putting this on. We're like, don't do it.
Stick a pen
And we
in
all just went,
But here, what was? But that's the thing. Is more risk is the potential for more gain. What were the odds on it? Like what the other?
Like everybody would have been getting free pints, you know. If
That's
I
true,
hadn't
yeah,
won it, like it would have been a different story. But
but nobody's getting free bets.
The thing is, we wouldn't mess it up.
if Paddy scored, we all ended up in a hotel room serving by chicken that night. You know what I mean? That's the way it was going.
Well, like, see the odds on him scoring, probably like 1 to 10 or something like that.
Yeah, that was
So
nice
why
at all, like,
you
it
put
was-
the bet on, I do not know.
We all just went,
it's a penalty shoot. It's all for it's fair.
I know, said already, but it was. So I wouldn't have the guts to do that there. You know what I mean? I wouldn't.
We'll not talk about bets as well. With that bet I won.
Are you super bets?
Yeah.
Super bets.
It's just one of those
Still
like
down off it.
Still
4
down
years.
off it
I
as
still
well.
do the same bet nearly every single week because I won
That bet.
that bet one time. Won
It
the bet
was, we were in a wee betting group. I suppose we still are, just never started again, didn't it? And
COVID, blame COVID.
it was
Or
like
Brexit.
5 of us for not winning the bet.
Not winning the
COVID,
bet.
Brexit. That's why I haven't won a bet in 6
Take your
years.
pick. Yeah.
He took a super bet.
Northern Irish protocol.
2 teams to
Fuck
win,
it
both
for
teams
everybody.
to score. Put 20 quid on it. Was come back like £700. But at half time, both these teams were losing, and there was no chance. And they turned around the second half, and it was.
But what did you say? You said something to me. I just can't remember what.
I don't
What
remember
you
either.
definitely.
No, I
you
don't
said-
remember either. No. I don't remember
He
either.
did say something to me. Like he says if.
Nope. Didn't say
no.
it.
mouthing the bet, was it? See, I always think. I always think.
Question you might get it out of him. What do you?
Oh, you might do. Yeah. Not when this is being recorded.
That one is evidence.
No. Sorry, Your Honour.
Those tapes were destroyed.
I'll never forget when the bet did come in. Just your cool reply as well.
I was nearly going to go around and knock your door and just. I'm here to cash in.
I was thinking this was never coming in. And
Do you like my nice Levi's and all? My brand new fucking jacket and everything?
When was the last time you bought Levi's? I'm not slapping. When we were kids,
couldn't you tell a man like him couldn't afford Levi's? That's why judgmental of you.
He
Mate,
says-
when's the last
he
time
says,
somebody
I have-
like you bought a pair of Levi's?
I have to settle for Wranglers, you bastard.
I shop in Burton. The fuck's that going on?
You don't shop in Burton
not
anymore.
anymore.
It's not there.
Do you need any pearly Levi's?
Everywhere's closing now.
No, anyway.
Everywhere's closing.
No, do you remember Levi's? When we were kids, Levi's and Wranglers, that was the 2 jeans.
Tommy Hilfiger as well, I remember.
No, 5. What was 501?
No. 501 Levi's.
Is it? Was there a
Tommy
Levi
Hilfiger.
factory?
No,
Remember Tommy
it was-
Hilfiger being very...
When I was growing up, it was Wu-Tang, motherfuckers. that was the jeans you
baggy
wanted.
ones.
Aye, they're the jeans you
I've
wanted.
never heard of actual Wu-Tang music, but just the jeans. It was.
Never had a pair of Wu-Tang jeans.
Who
never
are these
wanted a pair of
Wu-Tang
them.
fans?
Bands named themselves after them jeans. That's
That's a good marketing play.
There was a fat, there was Spliffy as well. There was another.
Spliffy?
nice and safe attitude. Remember them jackets? The bomber jackets with the reflectors?
You remember we were talking about the Kappa tracksuit bottoms there?
Yes.
With the buttons on the side.
Are the Adidas ones?
The proper Kappa ones with the
Kappa
poppers.
ones?
You
Aye.
can just fucking.
I found somewhere on eBay selling the pair. I might get a pair.
But wasn't Kappa the sort of
25 quid. I'm like,
So you could be wearing your pedos underneath them. Just staple that ass back on there.
Oh shit! Kappa was cheap,
yeah.
but I quite like that. There was like Kappa. There was
You just have the Adidas purple button ones, like that.
I had those. My ma bought me because they were the big thing. It was them, and do you remember the blue head hoodies? Remember they were like a blue. They were like everybody around I was wearing one of them, but it was just a fucking hoodie, blue with head written on it.
That van didn't make it.
No, that van. No.
I used to get slagged in school for having quite a big head when I was younger, and then I got a new school bag, and what was the school bag?
Head bag.
Head bag. And I was like, fuck me. So I had to walk into school with its head bag. Everybody had a field day.
That's good.
You got your name in your bag?
For context, the three of us went to school together, and I don't fucking remember that.
No, me neither.
That sounds like he's covering up on that there.
I think I covered it in Tipex shortly.
It's Ed bag.
Jesus Christ. I never knew that, mate.
No, I always wanted the pair of the Adidas. It was like black with the white stripes and the button-ups, but they only went to like there for some reason. No, like you pulled them up and you were like, hey, how am I supposed to get these off? They had to take them round my ankles like a fucking freak.
Capital ones went right up to the waist.
Capital ones right up to the waist.
But I always said to my boy, I want a pair, and she got me the neon blue ones with the orange stripes.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you're not getting hit by a car in any fucking lighting.
A pair of black and like luminous yellow ones as well. It was rare, like proper.
Sportswear is fucking weird as fuck.
But it's all coming back now.
Yeah, it's all coming back
You
now.
can probably get. People are wearing the Kappa ones. We spent a fortune.
That's what they say. But they say fashion recycles itself. Like it always comes
I just
back.
hope head bags don't come back. Or
No, because
I know
Probably traumatizing.
I know I'm making you for your birthday.
the biggest head bags. But do you remember there were the leather like sports bags?
Yeah.
And they were like
round at the
they were
end.
80s. They were pure 80s. They were the big seller for heads. So they were. It wasn't like a rucksack. But then remember it was the out of one strapper.
I feel like I've seen
Used to get the owl. Used to get
Thank you,
the.
bro. Do you have one?
You could have.
No, the one that came
One that goes
across.
around the thing.
Yeah, and you had a wee mobile phone pocket there.
That's right, and then
Oh, that there, yeah, well, I have one of them. Yeah.
Christ
You
almighty.
put your Nokia in.
Your brick. It's vibrating. You think your heart's exploding.
Speaking of hearts exploding.
Oh fuck!
you
Don't
still have
even.
this?
Don't
You
even.
still
I know. Don't
We're
even.
all on knife edge here. Just
Don't
thinking
even.
we might drop.
It's been fucking. It's been a horrific week. Look.
Gavin might die. Well, we're all gonna die.
No, I think we're all. I'm definitely gonna die at some stage. It's not like I fucking was it Team America. Promise me you'll never die. I won't die.
If you promise me you won't die, I'll make love to you right now. I won't die.
That's right. I have the Patreon login details anyway.
Sorry. But here, the account's in my name. Apparently, according to you, for tax purposes, apparently he's rigged it all up to me.
No, because I have my own. I was like, well, I was confused. I was like, well, I already have one. Can I have two?
But I have one as well.
No, you didn't at the time.
But now I do. So I wonder what.
You fucked that up then, didn't you?
I think they'd give us a free Patreon login as well.
That's here. I said the other day. I said the Rwanda when we had her on because she was like, "Oh, I'd sign up," and I was like, "Don't sign up." So I know I says we should give everybody who was on a free login and all that shit, and we're going to send you all the video as well. Although with the state of this fucking one, I don't know what's going to be the point. It's just going to be chopped up. Everybody's going to be changing places and all. No fucking, it's going to be jittery as fuck by the time I hack it to bits.
So how were your sausage rolls that I bought?
They were nice. I enjoyed mine. It's the first time having it. I know.
Shit out the roller boy.
Yeah, it was really,
See,
really good.
it's hard old feet to go against because like being from West Belfast, sausage roll bap is your staple.
Yeah, it's RB.
It's everything to you, like every day.
That was.
Sausage roll bap.
He was like, "What is that?"
And he's from up our way as well. That's why I said to him, he's like, "What school did you go to last Al?" And he's like, "No, CBS." And I was like,
Here, well, there's a family secret about him now. Don't want to expose him on air, but his family's originally from North Belfast.
"Oh, that's
So he's now below into the west, yeah.
oh, there we go."
No. His dad is Connor's Fields at the bottom of Clipperfield.
Yeah.
His dad's Connors
His
Fields.
granddad is Connor's Fields.
Right?
All right, there you go.
So he's
I
from
knew that.
Michael Connor.
He's from oil money then. His granddad's just some rich Texan. Yeehaw!
He's actually a fucking sheik.
Shaky,
He owns
shaky,
Man
mate.
City.
Don't be shaky. But yeah,
And I want pizza. Talk to me about pizza.
What do you want to know?
Let's just
Well, what was your pizza last night? You can start
right.
there.
So
what'd you have?
no,
You're my PR guy, anyway.
I know,
Like,
right.
it's,
True.
do you know,
Pizzaworks have been doing guest pizza spots for the last 6 months.
And you were number
I
one.
was lucky enough to get in there. A few
Was
other
Mick
people
number one
Well,
in the guest
no,
pizza
no,
spot? Because you never
technically-
mentioned
No,
it.
that's the first time I ever heard.
There's
Here,
a
have you ever seen
technicality-
Mandalorian as well? Have you?
There's a technicality in it.
Because do you know, like, if you replace Manda at the start and put Mick, it makes Mick a lord. Did you know that, Kevin? Did you come
Yeah.
across that there?
He's taking his pissy pills again. Don't
He should
worry.
be drive a DeLorean, Mick
See
DeLorean.
what I have to deal with. Yeah. Anyway,
So divulge.
I like the pun, I'm
Owen was
just saying.
very kind. Owen Clark kind enough to ask me to come up with me. Because what happened was I actually had ordered one night and decided to just create my own. They were like, "Oh, that sounds class." I think you took one home and you were like, "That's fucking great."
That was great, yeah.
So then we stuck it on, and then the next month it was Document Belfast and a few other people. So this month is Tammy, who are mental health charity.
Okay.
In North Belfast, so the two lads, it's Joe and Mickey.
Joe and Mickey, yeah.
So they're basically going head to head. They have a pizza each that they've done. So I ordered one of their pizzas last night. Salami, the chick. Oh,
Now,
so good.
to be fair, the other one is better.
You did
it's
say
a
that
big,
to me, but I
dirty
already ordered.
beast of a pizza. Like it's.
But I also ordered.
What is it?
Did you come up with the Turkish delight one, or was that?
No, that was one of our staff now.
Nah,
Turkish
Young
delight.
D.
Talk to me about that.
My
The
God.
falafel one.
Mate,
The falafel one's on.
I texted him last night, no joke, and I was like, when I was eating the falafel one, I was like, no, and I hope I don't mean any offence by this because I know it's a pizza. But I was like, this might be the nicest kebab I've ever eaten.
Aye.
The fucking the
Just the-
cucumber,
everything
the
was
tahini,
there.
the tomato. And
I like a good falafel.
I was eating it going.
Was
"Jesus
it
Christ."
like a falafel base or something, or was
No,
it like a
just-
topping?
Just falafel, like a falafel mix.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of broken up and put on top of the pizza.
Okay.
But there hasn't. I thought there might have been a bit more of a furore over the cucumber going on the pizza. You know, people are up in arms about pineapple.
But did you cook it when it was going in, or was it something you put on
it
after?
comes up afterwards.
Oh,
So it's
after?
like
Well, that's not
tomato
too bad
cucumber,
then.
like but it's like it's.
Wee bit of yogurt or
But
not?
then
Maybe yogurt.
that's the
No?
thing,
It's a tahini dressing on it, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like a peanutty kind of.
Yeah,
like-
and then I had a wee garlic
Garlic.
mayo dip on the side. I was like, it's literally like I'm in an actual Turkish kebab shop. It was just
Tasty.
phenomenal.
It's really good. Like it's
Really.
one. That's I was. Even I did the post myself. Like it's one of the best I've tasted in a long while. So
It's a take it the
so-
falafel mix is all fucking like
that's Claire's special recipe.
all
Falafel
handmade
mix,
and all,
it's
lovely jubbly.
Unbelievable.
It's such a strange. You
Should
would
have
never
heard
think
the
of that.
roasties for today. Like her roasties are the
Tasties.
She is like.
She's a chef, but isn't
yeah.
she? She's a
Yeah.
ringer. She's a ringer. So she's bringing her on half time, score the winning goal.
No, like anytime I've been around your house, if she has made anything to eat, I'm like, is she
You instantly know it's
do you
the
know
wee
like
tiny
someone's
thing.
house?
Aye.
Like, if you want something to eat, you're all
Fleur,
like,
I think it's like
you'd
a
be-
chef fleur.
You'd be polite and go, I'm alright, I'm okay. But see when she's like, do you want something to eat? I'm like, yeah.
Alright, what have you got? What's in the fridge?
Make me a sandwich, no problem. It's just it's great. That sausage she does as well.
As a salsa, it's unreal.
Yeah, and then I remember last year during when lockdown was in full effect, and then you couldn't see anybody for ages. And I used to go out for like wee danders, and I like maybe call past like Declan's house for a wee beer in the garden, or Owen's house for a wee coffee at the front or something. But like, because everybody was doing that home cooking thing, when you're a chef doing home cooking, that's on the next level. And she just come out with like a jam jar of like a habanero fucking chutney and go, here, take that home.
Because that's when she started making jams in St George's Market to the jam stall.
I remember doing that, yeah, back in
and
the
it's
day. Yeah, I remember that.
like she made this onion marmalade, but it is.
I love
like,
on your marmalade.
it's incredible. We bit of chili on it. It's really spicy, but she hates making it because it stinks the whole house out. It smells like somebody's got really, really bad BO.
Is that the one? Because I think because I've been to the St George's Market and we would always have went down for like if we had like older family, you know, like our grannies and all, they love their jams and their bits of bread and all. So always get like a nice bread and a thing of that. But one of the ones we got, I think it was there only is one jam stall, is there, if I remember right? But they just get in there. There you go.
No.
Aye, and it was what was it, a gin? A
Find
gin
myself
marmalade,
on
gin
the
and
tightness.
lemon marmalade. There was one there. It was fucking great, like.
sweet,
But I
sounds
wonder
good.
if that was the same stall.
Like you're
'Cause they had
talking
loads of
You're
different
talking 10 years ago, Clara did it. And I think, I don't know, don't quote me on it, but I think she was one of the first to do the jams. There's a couple now have, you know, not on our coattails, like, but near enough. Like, it was,
No,
but she
I
was
remember
very,
having
very good
stall
at it.
down there.
Like.
She was very good at it. She was very.
Right, what about the, so I actually, the owner of Established grabbed me last week and was like, ask me, it's funny.
Stop coming in here, would you?
I know.
Never again.
He's definitely working on getting that
I
statue.
Right, see,
Just cheat you with like a baguette in your hand.
like,
Plaque on a seat.
Have you got your top fans on Facebook button yet? Or
no, I fucking want that one of us. Or
One of us just going to be an avocado.
Anyway, right, so, but for years, like, obviously, Owen joked that I'm his PR guy, but legit people think I own Pizzaworks.
Oh, yeah.
And I do not, obviously, own Pizzaworks. But people would approach me in the street and, like, want to talk to me about Pizzaworks, and I used to go, you know, it's not really me. And eventually I was like, fuck it. So people go, your chicken wings are great. Oh, thanks very much. And then I text him.
She'd be like, just shoot away, like, I get them in Iceland, just stick them in the freezer.
But she seen me the other day when I was in having a coffee, and she came over and she was like, so when's the sit-in opening up again? I was like, I don't fucking own the place. Why are you asking me? She's like, I can miss the sit-in. So Owen, when's the sit-in opening again? Never.
It's not.
I don't think it is.
Got so
It's
used.
not. Well, that's the thing. We've got used to not having
Doing
it
it,
now,
yeah.
and we're doing things like as with everything in the world, everything's changed and everybody's adapted to what you're doing.
Are
now,
all
so
your
we're gonna-
tables?
Yeah, it's not.
Are all your tables just covered in pizza boxes now?
We've got a wee storeroom. They're down the storeroom. So
Because no,
if you're
every
going to buy any tables or retro chairs,
that's where you go.
come see me.
What are you going to do with the space then? Because it is quite a bit. It's a nice space. Like.
Well, we're going to because I don't want to blow my own horn, but because we are so busy, we are turning away a lot of people. Like we're telling people collection times that are not great, like because we've got that much going on. So we're just going to up our game. We're getting another set of ovens in. We're going to knock a wall down and just sort of expand into a big, massive open kitchen and
Blow all the fucking imposters out of the water.
pizza lights.
You know who you are. You fucking know who you are. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. Because I don't want to get in trouble. Because I said a lot of shit about a lot of people in Belfast.
Well, I've got most of it on tape. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro. But anyway, so Declan.
Imagine they did come at you.
Declan.
Imagine everybody did. Imagine every person
Knock on the door.
you've ever slagged off any establishment or business that you don't like just was all like, Mr.
If
Conlon.
you're good at what you do, hats off to you. But stop fucking telling lies. Do you remember when we
oh,
went to the
here he
dog?
goes.
If I open the door
Here
now-
he goes.
No, right, no, Declan will back me up here. He will.
All depends on what though. Go tell
In a physical
tell a
fight.
story, tell a story.
Do you remember the whole Barker Dog was the best burger in Belfast?
Yes.
Do you remember those times? And it won competitions and just, yeah. And then other people started saying
Yes.
that they were the best burger in Belfast. And do you remember how I fucking handled those people?
I know, yeah.
But they were full of shit. And I called them out on it.
Yeah.
And then they stopped fucking preaching because they were full of shit. So there you go.
It's the same as there was a pizza place opened up down in Rhombus, and I hadn't even opened yet, and they were putting up the signage. And as the signage was going up, it already said on the signage, "Best pizza in Belfast." I'm going, you aren't even open yet.
But it's like
How can you
How-
make us clean?
how could you like? Have you had every pizza in Belfast? Like I think it's people saying it when they say best burger in Belfast or anything like that. That's all personal preference. So
But
you
at
just
least
can't.
us and the dog, we went to a competition where it was a blind tasting, and we won
Yeah.
it. Like so,
And you didn't know who
we
was
have at least
the
that
order,
bragging
wasn't
rights
it?
where we went toe to toe with
You've an accolade?
with 20 other people and won
It
it.
was so funny. Like I remember that night of the competition because, as someone said, it was a blind tasting, and it was like 40 judges were all like food bloggers and people like that there. And when the Barker
pizza
Dog
did you make?
burger came out, I was sitting watching, my phone was going on fire with like tweets. People going, well, this is clearly the shin burger from the dog because it was so iconic. So no cunts stood a chance. Everyone got blew out of the water. It was great. But alright. Anyway, so Declan, you have two sons.
I won a
now.
sports day once.
Declan has two sons.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to Halloween when you can now start your army of Ewoks?
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really going to just, get up, right, because Kellen's 3, Rowan's 7 months, so I need him to get up to start walking around, because
RTT to him.
because they're adorable, but they don't really become interesting until they start walking, you know what I mean, and you can do stuff together.
Yeah.
And they'll be all dressed up in Jedis.
You can still do the Jen Silent Bob. If you
true.
picture the two kids dressed as Jen Silent Bob.
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So my boys.
I'm sure you could get like a hood for your pram with its RTD2. Do you know, like something like that, and it's got wee wheels or something down the side to make it look. And you could probably
Like
could.
an R2D2.
And a wee
Yes,
Ewok
costume.
fucking thing there.
Artist is just coming out of his prom now as well, and you're hitting me with this.
I want.
I don't know if it
Rid of
exists.
ours.
I don't know if it exists, but you'll be just in it wheeling about going fuck it.
I want to dress them both as Pokemon,
Okay.
and then I walk up out as like Ash from Pokemon. And just
Throwing balls at them.
Just winging Pokeballs.
Trying to catch you.
Catch for daddy. Bang.
Isn't that why you have kids? So you have someone to play with?
It's true.
Because when you...
And then
you
Xbox
get-
came along.
You get married.
That's me sorted.
I mean, I'm led to believe that when you get married, you're not allowed to play with your friends anymore, so you have to have kids so you have someone to play with.
Well, I'm married and have kids, and so Owen's married and have kids. Gavin's getting married and has kids, and we're here playing with you today. So
It's work.
it's work. We're working.
But only for 3 hours, and then we're really got
Sunday dinner needs made. I'm making a stew today. For fuck's sake.
I've got to take the kids at the mad half for
Well, what's your day? Oh, more pints.
make them back established for another.
You
Times.
go home to your new mates.
we missing
Have I missed them? You'd be like raging in the morning. Or like, was it like in falling down when they knocked the breakfast menu off at like 11:59? It'd be him walking in. Where's my fucking avocado toast? It's 1
I was
minute.
thinking today when I was having the wee milk bun and established, I can sense the seething look from him.
He had his first established club.
First
He's
established
still in
club,
that's what that
yeah.
is.
No, but I was eating, so it was black pudding, avocado, and
I'm
egg,
not seething.
and I was thinking to myself, like, name a more iconic trio, and I was thinking maybe your woman from Total Recall with the 3 tits.
Or the biscuit trio. It's an iconic trio.
All right, let's get down to it. Top 3 biscuits of all time.
Fig Road.
Yes.
Oh, that's because you love wasps. There's a wasp in every fig.
What?
Every fig.
Okay.
Every fig.
I thought you meant wasp as in...
But I was surprised.
It's nice to see the String Ninjas podcast tackling the big topics of the day.
Right, to be fair, we did a podcast last week with world-renowned studio engineer Dean Stevens, and we did spend an hour talking about sausages.
Nice.
Because he did Facebook Live.
Can I be
last
controversial
year.
though?
What?
Can I be controversial?
Always.
So if you say
Do
Jaffa cake,
you classify Jaffa cake as a
it's
biscuit?
a cake. They baked a big cake. So they did. It's just a miniaturized one that's dried out. Because they had to prove it.
Would you-
Because
Right, so for me, a biscuit is consumed with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee.
Which you can't
Are
do.
you having a Jaffa cake?
But like, you can have a burger with a cup of tea or coffee. Do you know what I mean?
Fascist.
But your definition allows for lots of opening. You get my man dips fucking bread and butter into your fucking tea. Do you know what I mean?
Siobhan!
Loads of people. That's an owl thing. That's the piece.
Really?
The piece.
Yeah.
That's an owl dolls thing. Like.
Really?
An old
You
thing.
said
Yeah.
your ma's out.
Oh yeah, she's older than me. So that's. But no,
I would
but here-
classify Jaffa cake as a biscuit.
I'm going to let
No.
Jaffa cake in.
You like
No,
Jaffa cake?
I'm
though?
going to tell you why. Because it has been proven that it is not. Because there's a tax levy on biscuits, but not on cakes, and they were put into the bracket of biscuits, and they baked.
I'm married to the
They baked. No,
Somebody see
that's
the talent.
actually
Like
QI. Believe it or not, was this on? And they baked a big fucking Jaffa cake to be like, it is a cake. That's what it is.
The small, like, to me, a cake, you cut and you share, put a candle in it. You can't cut
Yeah.
and share, put a candle in the
Well, you haven't been to one of my birthdays then. Happy birthday.
last time.
All right, what? You chocolate biscuit in here?
Chocolate biscuit.
So hang on, whoa, are we allowed Jaffa cakes?
Are we voting here? I'm allowed Jaffa cake.
I'm allowed Jaffa cake as a biscuit,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Oh,
3-1, mate.
purist, mate. Purist. You're all fools.
It's my house.
You're all
Jaffa
fools.
cake then, that's my answer. I have others.
The hard-hitting questions of the day. Just us arguing about Jaffa cakes.
Go on, put on one.
Because I do like a biscuit now. Anything by Fox's is pretty much
Yeah,
guaranteed.
yeah,
But I was thinking, a wee little special, the chocolate Leibniz. Do you ever have a chocolate Leibniz? No. You never had them? They're the square biscuits. They're like shortcake, or not shortcake,
Yes,
but they have
chocolate
like,
and then shortcake around.
they have it's layered, and you nibble the chocolate from around the side, and you have basically there's 12 in a packet, and you don't eat them by the biscuit, you eat them by the packet. They're fucking great. So them, I
There's,
would have them up there.
McVitie's Gold. Or Gold Bar.
That was
gold
literally
up.
about to come out of
A
my
weird,
mouth.
it's a
immense.
Caramac biscuit.
It's immense.
That's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
But they're that size now.
Oh,
Have you
they're
seen it?
10
Like, they are literally that size.
I know they've shrunk over the years. Like.
Actually, funny, no,
Wasn't
the
everything
thing is, now you were talking about biscuits, I had a dream about mint Viscounts the other night. I just came into my head there. I was like,
Let's
but you know
break
the-
that one
but you know what the fucking weirdest thing was? It was my daughter Darcy going, "Can I have another mint Viscount?" I went, "Yeah," and that was the dream. That was just the
There
dream.
you go. Mint Viscount. Could have one for me as well.
Fuck it, no, but here, wagon wheels.
Again, getting smaller.
Again, getting smaller. and
Are we
also-
getting bigger?
Well, there's that too. But the
I
original
would
Vajami
wagon,
was-
again, wagon wheel. I would that be not more fall on the cake side rather than the
Well,
biscuit
why are
side?
you here? You're just sowing doubt into everything. See?
If you're going to throw shit at my Jaffa cake, you're going to shit at
But
your
no,
wagon wheel.
yeah, I would more inclined to believe the argument for a wagon wheel than a Jaffa cake.
You really?
Yeah.
Jaffa cake. Wagon wheel's got sponge in it.
No, but so no,
cream,
I would be
jam,
more inclined to go with
And
the
you can
argument
share.
that
and
it's,
you can cut and share.
and you can fit 5 candles in.
Fuck, sure, the wagon wheel.
Well, you used to be able to share the wagon wheels because they were like fucking tiny. People were throwing frisbees.
Wait, a subgenre of what best cream biscuit? Like if your custard creams, your bourbon creams.
I've never been a fan of the creams. I always find them too dry.
Now we're talking.
But they're your tea
I
biscuits.
feel like a bourbon cream is the greatest of them all.
Was
You
the most
say bourbon or
iconic.
bourbon?
Bourbon.
I say bourbon.
Bourbon.
Bourbon cream.
Bourbon
It's
cream.
bourbon and then bourbon's the whiskey, isn't it? No?
But they're both spelled the same.
There's bourbon not the whiskey.
Sorry, I'm just
Jeremy Bourbon.
drink on the
Give us an old Jeremy Bourbon. No, I see. No, the thing is, I don't dunk. I'm not a dunker. Because see, when I drink tea or coffee, it has to
wrong,
be
yeah?
scalding hot. I have to drink it before it gets like even a bit warm. Because it just turns me.
I'm not a dunker either because I tend to drink coffee. I think people dunk in tea.
I dunk bars of chocolate. I dunk like I get a caramel and fucking whop it in my tea and just suck that thing dry. But here's one for you. The declassification of timeouts and drifters. Right? What do you hear? Because remember, timeouts and drifters used to be in a big thing, a big chocolate bar. We have decommissioned all the drifters.
That sounds like the shittest episode of 24 ever. Of timeouts and drifters.
Because do you remember you used to get timeouts and
Why
drifters?
would you declassify a drifter? Are you telling me the four tops are better?
They're not.
Declassified from what?
They're not chocolate bars. They're now more considered like a tea biscuit. No, yeah, well, not even that. No, because do you remember when drifters and timeouts came out? You used to get them in like a Kit Kat. Like the double, the two fingers. You used to get off like a drifter, but you don't get them now. You get them small, and they're singular. Yeah. So they're like.
I've done the same for twirl as well. Is twirl still on the double?
No, twirl's dead on.
Do you ever use twirl as a straw for your tea?
Spira. That's what Spira is for.
Spira. Don't make them no more.
I actually wanted to start up a Facebook page called Cadbury. Why bring Spira back? But I couldn't really I couldn't get it at the time. I couldn't get a clear picture of a Spira for the cover, so I just give up the whole idea. It was all these fucking. It wouldn't fit the dimensions.
Kenny, it was just foiled your fucking plans.
So the declassification. Let's talk about it. It sounds like a blind boy podcast type of thing. Do you know, like he links his podcast to like random fucking shit. So that's the declassification of Twix.
A wee liquor with this.
A wee lick. Just give it a wee finger bang.
Don't press that.
Oh, we're all right. We're not too
Still
bad.
going.
15 minutes left. That's all right.
See if that wasn't recording. I just want to turn this table over.
No, I must take that off because I had that set because of the two fucking the monitors I got, because they're like LCD. They can burn if you leave. The image can burn into them if you leave it on too long. So basically, I set it up where I only really use them if I'm fucking doing video editing. But I set it up where like if I have to run out for something or go pick up the child and something's bouncing, usually takes like half an hour to bounce a big file. So it's like right, so it goes on the screensaver, so at least it changes. But I must take that off because I have shit my pants a couple of times over this last 2 weeks where I've turned around and went fucking. There we go. Give it a wee finger and it's all fine.
Yo.
Screensavers are down art. Like, remember back in the day, you would have went on and downloaded them and
It's up there with ringtones. You program.
Remember the Matrix screensaver? That was the
be
be all and end all.
I don't think it's class.
Having the coding on your screen, that was used to be a big thing.
Can't get that in 4K anymore. It was like when it was rendered, it was like fucking 720.
Movie clips or song clips as your voicemail on your phone.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So we used to do that there. Yeah.
What was it?
What was the thing? You used to be able to put like movie clips as your voicemail.
All right.
What was one? Was there one?
You had the George Clooney from Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, the Psychos one.
Yeah, the Psychos. Did they look like psychos? They were vampires. Psychos don't explode when fucking sunlight hits them.
Beep. Leave your
Halloween.
message. Press 5 to record again.
This is Ulster Bank, your check.
I used to be your voicemail, do you remember? I thought that was class.
Be aware, because I just you go on to a soundboard. Soundboards are fun as fuck. You just
Soundboards are good.
and just like because they say you can record your message. Do you remember the old classic? Hello. I got you. You're fucking talking to your phone, you dick. You'd be like,
Bring it back.
bring it back. Loads of people had that one, and you'd be sitting talking away. Oh yeah, what's the crack about? You fucking wanker. You absolute fucking bastard. Like.
Oh man, the days. I was when you used to have that sort of the effort to get like anything like fucking porn or anything on your phone. I see now it's just.
Remember, I see, like trying to get porn on those phones where it showed your text as one line. Do you remember? And you used to have to just read it from left to right, and once you saw it, that was it gone. What's trying to download porn on that fucking thing, like?
But even the ringtones are brilliant. Like the effort you put into like you used to download how many times you hit one. So you hit one 4 times.
I used to actually
To get the
program them
Imperial
in.
March from Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun.
I never. There's a guy I knew, like knew how that all worked. So he'd be able to actually, like listen to something and be like, right, okay, and like input it in. And you'd think with like being musically minded that I would be able to go, oh yeah, but still to this day, and I'm never gonna learn because obviously it's fucking gone. But like. He just used to go like, oh, can you program fucking, Finger Boys in the phone?
You'd share all your tones with your mates and stuff.
Recently, I got my dad a new phone. My dad's had like this wee like Tesco pay-as-you-go
Burner
fucking
phone.
like
burner. That's from
but like
Burner
it
phone.
was pointless ever
Line
having.
of Julie's.
you know.
So got him
There
a
was 4 burner phones found in the front.
so I got him a proper like smartphone, but obviously wanted to keep the same number. So whenever I'm setting his phone up, it went from pay as you go to pay monthly. So you had to like send like fucking this number to that and this, but I had to do it from his old phone.
I had to redo the SIM card.
See texting on those old burner phones where you have to fucking go
1, 2, 3. I pressed the number.
I was like, this is fucking mental. Because I'm like, it's 2021. The last time I
Not
did that
predictive
was
text.
probably.
Well, that's probably another people able to spell as well.
I know.
No, I can't spell now.
Did your
I
dad
know,
send
I can't-
text with a full stop
See if I
between each
like
word?
Google anything, there's always
My dad sends
it's always
text
spelled
now.
wrong, corrected.
My dad sends
Don't need
text
to.
now and actually puts "love dad" at the end of it. I'm like, Dad, I know it's you. No, we taught him how to like the family WhatsApp because what used to happen was
Sweet
like my
though.
sister or my brother would be like sending videos into the kids, and then I or my mum or somebody would have to go here's a video such and such, or here's a picture of that. Now it's like right, it's there. You can look at it yourself. So then he replies, but I keep saying to him, you don't need to put your name after the message.
Because it tells everybody.
Everybody knows it's you anyway. It's like I created like my dad was in hospital this year to keep his siblings happy instead of them all fucking bothering him all the time. They won't be watching, they won't care. But I basically I had a WhatsApp group set up with all
nice to
them.
know we're on
Now,
a
my dad's he's 69. He's the youngest of these people, so I was like, right, I'll just put in like daily updates of whatever's going on. And every fucking one of them would put their name at the end of their message, and I'm like, I know.
Do you know what I would have done if I were you when I was setting up that phone? I would have put like a thing where if you know he's going to say "love dad," where when he types that in, like a shortcut that comes up like "Mick's the best son." So when he's in or "Mick's my favorite child," I just put that so he's in the WhatsApp. "Love dad." P.S. Mick's my favorite child under every message.
Yeah, and there was Friday night dinner. You ever watch Friday night dinner?
Yes, love it.
Fucking tremendous. See this? Did you watch the documentary?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
Paul Ritter.
Don't spoil
rest
it.
in
Don't
peace.
spoil it. That's one I'll actually watch.
You have to.
Broke my
Yeah,
heart
it's
seeing him.
really good.
But
Really,
it's
really
whenever like, have you ever seen Friday night? So it's
Oh,
basically-
dude, you have
it's
to.
A, it's
Very
like,
funny.
I was very late to it. Like me and her literally
he
binged
got me
it
into
all in
it.
a month.
So
Like, it was
basically, Friday Night Dinner
unbelievably
is a
good.
show about this Jewish family who aren't like devout Jews, but it's this whole thing of
They meet
the
up
two
every Friday.
The two sons would go home to their parents' house on a Friday night and have dinner, and
For the
even
Sabbath?
even though they're adults and whatever, when you walk into your parents' house, you become a child again.
Yeah.
And the dad is, he's at that age where he's just mental, and the mother tries to just ignore the fact that he's mental and just wants to.
The two sons are always
every
fucking
week keeps
fighting each
trying to
other.
recreate this perfect dinner. But it never happens, and then you've got the two
I know
sons.
that's all she
always
wants.
doing
Isn't it just
practically-
one perfect?
They
It's
put
one nice,
salt,
one nice.
salt in each other's drinks.
The crumble.
And then what they would do
Love a
is
bit of crumble.
they would like, steal each other's phone, and like one of them would steal their mum's phone, and then like send the other one a message from mum going, "You were an abortion that went wrong" or something.
So you'll not need to watch it now because Mick's just told you about it. Like,
Well, here, the spoiler king of Belfast.
oh, spoiler king of Belfast.
no,
You're live spoiling Friday night
Well,
dinner.
I knew this was going to come up.
Spoiler king.
And I have
Has he spoiled anything for you?
I have no interest in anything he watches. So.
I knew this was going to happen. I have prepared my defence.
Oh, here, the
Harrington, ladies and
fact that you knew it was going to happen, it must mean it's true, man. I mean, two of
Oh,
your mates are
100%.
saying
Oh,
spoiler
Mick-
king.
Mick will spoil anything for a like or a retweet. Like he does not care about you. He does not care about your programs.
The worst thing was the show that he spoiled. Now, I'm not going to say it because in case people
Statute of
haven't seen it.
Hold on, the
I haven't
statute of
watched
limitations
If it's an old show, fuck them, you should have watched it by
he
now.
No, I'll tell you, I don't care.
But he didn't even watch the show at the time.
Yeah, he wasn't even
Dropped
watching
the
it.
fucking biggest spoiler.
I just imagine when they say spoiler king, I just imagine you like living on a really shit zoo with like your lovers
Did
and
he
a
spoil
load
it for
of,
you?
load of
Clara, or
spoilers.
both?
I knew because I'd read the book. But
Was it Game of Thrones? I think it's
So he
Game of
spoiled-
Thrones,
so he-
Game of Thrones.
So he spoiled Game of Thrones for your wife.
Yeah.
And he spoiled The Good Place for my wife.
there's something else.
Good Place, that's Ted Danson, isn't it?
Yeah. Because there's a big twist, and again, I'll not ruin it. I'll not ruin it for people. See, Michael, look considerate for other people on the internet.
See,
If you had done that there at the beginning, we wouldn't be having this
but
conversation.
see that spoiler things does not
But he
spoil things
put-
for me.
he
So you
put-
could tell me the end of a film I've never seen, and I'll still go and watch it and enjoy it.
So there's a big twist at like the end of the first series, and like in GIF form.
No, it's
Mick
not.
just sends this to out on the internet, and
It is not.
My wife was looking at it, and she was like, "Motherfucking."
It's in the first 5 minutes of the first episode of the first series.
No, it's not.
all right. The gif wasn't from that, but the twist was. If you watched that,
Turns
show,
out she was actually just having a wee nap.
Oh, okay. So just because you got the twist, no one else did, you have to spoil it for everybody. Is that what it is?
Right. I would just like to point out, regarding the Game of Thrones spoiler, HBO still fucking hired us to do a job, so I couldn't have pissed them off that much.
No, you just.
No, you're guilty as charged with that one. Like, that
100%.
And the thing about that was, because you're like a night owl, you'd heard the news from America, and it was being shown the next day here. So they dropped it in the middle of the night, and people were waking up in the morning, checking their phones.
He's Sheldon from the Big Bang
No one
Theory.
would want to watch Game of Thrones that night.
Look at him.
He knows he's wrong.
But see, I would never see, like, honest to God, it does not bother me if people like, tell me what the fucking end of the film is, because to me it doesn't negate the leading up to the spoiler. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd still watch it and enjoy it, because it's like say like, oh, at the end of the film such and such happens, and I'd be going, but how does it get to that point? So I want to watch it.
But this is like a series where you're going to watch it tonight. You're waking up in the morning and getting it spoiled for you. Like, you're going to remember that. You're going to go into that.
So Michael's on a list.
You have a blackballed,
right?
Yeah, he's not the
And there's another on my own personal list. You know, your name's on the list, and once your name's on the list, you're not coming off, right?
Sake.
No, we made a mind,
Nobody
Colin.
holds a grudge like Declan.
Don't spoil things. Well, what's the problem here? Like, this is perfectly logical. We were a bit late to Line of Duty. What?
I did not spoil Line of Duty.
I didn't say you spoiled Line of Duty. Said you're on a list with somebody else who spoiled Line of Duty.
Oh, you felt a bit guilty there.
No, I was going, hold on a second.
No. I didn't spoil Line of Duty inside, did I?
No, because I remember being in your house talking to you and your lovely wife, and I was like, do you know what it is? I'll not talk to you about anything to do with it because
I'll spoil it for you.
No.
This is excellent. This is brilliant. This puts it in my, lets me know that I'm not to invite any of my friends on the show, because
So now we made a mind put something up on Facebook, spoiler, right? And I text him, being like, "Dickhead, spoiler alert!" Oh, I'm really sorry, didn't realise. And I screenshot it and sent it to him, and I was like, "You've now got a friend.
You've got a friend in
You and
me."
Colin are on the list." Hey, Colin, by the way.
It's so weird because I genuinely don't watch. This is the thing, I don't watch TV like that much. I watch like Netflix and shit.
You're
No,
with him so long, so.
We just ask Mick, he'll tell you. Just ask Mick, he'll tell you.
the encyclopedia, bro.
Mick, have you spoiled anything for anybody else that you haven't told us about? Fucking
Life for a few people.
You spoiled sex.
Fucking ask any ex-girlfriend.
That's because you didn't spit on it. a gentleman spits, a player buys lube. Everybody.
See, this is where you know Mick is deflecting now, because he knows he's a spoiler king. Like, he knows it, so he's just look at the way he's sat. I don't care what you say, baby.
The thing is, we've 6 more minutes of this, lads. Keep it up.
Well, there is somebody who works from Pizzaworks got a certain wrestling event spoiled on him as well.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Who was it? What event was it? Was it a recent event?
Jesus.
Was it a recent event?
I don't even know what event was it.
I don't even know.
It happened.
Actually,
It's one of the ones
my man rang, said you spoiled fucking 1 foot in the grave.
It's one of the ones who were all Mick bashing, and he goes, "Well, here, WrestleMania 3 years ago."
You're known for it, like,
He told me it wasn't real.
Hold on. Yeah. All right. What?
You know they're not really hitting each other.
Hey, Gavin, all I'm going to say is, if somebody spoils in their Spring Ninjas, you know, it's just,
Self-sabotage.
you know where we're looking like, you know what I mean? Not that you would, son, not that you... Oh, come here, son. Fucking sorry.
No, here. This is good group therapy. This is our safe place. Just every
Stop
fucking
getting so
safe.
defensive then.
Not being defensive. I've got you slavered at me for that.
This is going out. This is
By
going out.
truthful things, so shut up and take it.
This is going out as episode 1, mate. This is setting the tone. This isn't the last episode.
The deconstruction of Mick.
Everything went wrong at the start with the recording.
Fucking hell.
We're just taking it out on you.
I came down here for this fucking shit show. That's so unprofessional.
Yeah, but you do love a spoiler. That's just what it is.
No, that's not true.
You do love a spoiler.
But I think it's one of those. It's like one of those. It's like almost up there spoilers. I think it's like always up there with conspiracy theorists. You know, they have the information and they need to tell you.
I feel like I'm still like Arsene Wenger at Old Trafford here.
So annoying. It's so annoying.
No, but the thing is,
Spoil things for people.
You just can't hold your water.
I fucking can't.
You actually can.
Legit.
You are the fucking
legit.
it's
No,
a human
legit.
talent.
The bladder on
Yeah,
me
that's-
is fucking.
I thought you were going to say, like, you know, like, about, oh no, I can't. I didn't even tell that secret about, you know. So.
What is that in a record scratch?
Here.
That's the end of the podcast.
Here's one for you, actually. Here's one for you, right? I was talking to Davey when we were driving down.
What's this nothing to do with me?
No, it's not to do with you, but it's just it's about spoilers, because you do have a friend and my mother, and she will watch
Tell
this,
us
right?
about you,
Because
Michael,
this will
because
go
if
out.
somebody else is spoiling stuff and we're still talking about spoilers, so it's still about
This will
you.
go out way after I get married, right? Because by the time I'm not putting them out until after the wedding. But my ma, we were at christening the other week from my niece, and we were at my sister's house, and she goes to me, here, and she had a few drinks there, and she was sitting there, and you know, her partner was sitting across there, and she goes, here, Stephen's going to give you a wee something though for the wedding. She's like, act surprised. And I went, wait, you know what would have been more surprising? If you hadn't just fucking told me. I was like, for fuck's sake, like, but she was laughing about it, and I was like, because I would have been honestly surprised, because I'm not expecting anything. I like him, he's a lovely fella, like, but we're not in that relationship where he feels the need to give me anything for this, you know. But I was like, for fuck's, but my mum would do stuff like that all the time. So you used to aren't allowed to be together. You'll create some sort of super jam.
And did you indeed act surprised?
He hasn't given it to me yet. So that's why this is going out way after the wedding. So
Have you prepared your surprise face? Do you have your reaction?
Me?
No, you didn't need
I'm gonna literally go, my mum told me.
Do you know what it is? No.
You'll be really annoyed.
I think it's like some money or something like that there.
It's not like a cough.
No, I do, but I don't want to be talking money on the podcast. It's a couple of G's. Well, that's what my man told me it was, Stephen.
What's the fella gives you like £200? You're like, my man said it was
There's a few wee notes there missing, mate. There's a bit late. But we're getting one of those post boxes at the wedding where everybody just puts it in, so we don't know what we're getting. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to open it and just throw it all up in the air and dance around on the dance floor.
You going tonight, dude?
Yeah.
That's right, no. Because he said to me, because I said to Davey on the way down, I was like, did you get an invite for me? And he's like, oh, I think so. And I said, because no, I remember specifically, because I really haven't bothered inviting that many people. It's only like people, because her family's huge, my family's quite small. 30th of June.
It's basically everybody we've had on the podcast in the last week's going to your wedding.
Pretty much,
30th of June.
30th of June, it's a Wednesday. But don't feel obliged, but the invite is there. That's the same.
Although we've
Are you going?
I'm going, I think so.
It's you for christening the next day.
I know, my son's getting christened the next day. So
But sure, you've already had one of them, so the second one's never as good as the first
that
one.
it?
Nobody turns up. Everybody's like, well done on your first
We
day.
can only get, because of restrictions and everything, we can only get a Thursday. So it's 6:30 on a Thursday evening, and it's only 10 people.
Oh, 6:30 on a Thursday. Yeah, fuck, that's late for a christening. Like.
Because if we wanted to get a Sunday, well, the Sunday wasn't going to be until like October. And by that time, the child would be walking down the aisle. So
Lift
you
himself
have to be
up.
on your best.
myself, it's alright.
You have to be on your best behaviour that night.
I don't even think I'll be drinking.
What?
I don't think I'll be drinking on my wedding. I just can't be arsed.
Sorry, I will be.
I really want. As I said, I really want to smoke.
What did I
but
say?
I can't even trust myself with that. Like, because I'd be
End of the
like, I'd just be
fucking
like
year,
one draw, and I'd be like, "Aye, ring the guy, right, get him here, just fucking pull it and ring him. What have you got in there? That'd be me. I can't be trusted.
Have you ever bought weed in the dark web?
On the dark web?
No. There's apparently people do that. I just
get delivered or
I just thought
I know people that just go on the normal web and order it.
No, but
because it's legal in most American states now.
So you
So
just knock on your next door neighbour's house, like just go here.
The dark web?
No,
that's
apparently
it.
that's what people do. They go to the dark web and order weed and shit.
Did you just spoil his neighbour being a drug dealer?
Fuck here.
My neighbour.
Your neighbour. She's old enough. Like she probably has a few contacts. There. She's knocking 90.
So-
Like there's something keeping her alive.
So you spoiled your neighbour being a drug dealer.
Now's your time to deny it. Now's the time to go, oh, it's only a joke.
Mr. Conlon.
Everybody's coming at you, Cleopatra.
Such a reference. Such a tune as well.
Coming at you, Cleopatra. Coming here, do you know what song? Because I've been bored and sitting in the house, and I was like, right, because obviously the heart palpitations, I was like, I need to take my mind off stuff. I haven't really been playing Xbox, I just can't be arse with. So I started playing guitar again. A wee classical sitting there. I do know.
Did you for a living?
I kind of did.
Professional musician.
Just I know, because you just it's like anything. You fucking. It's like, would you make pizza much in the house? Like,
I do actually.
oh fuck's sake!
Weirdly, I do.
Would you bank much in the house?
Sorry, do I what much in the house?
Would you spoil much in the house?
Sorry, do I do what in the house?
Banking.
Oh, bank.
Hardcore
Sorry,
banking.
Sorry, I thought you asked me a different
I bank
question.
with two hands, me. No, but I was like, right, so I started working
I know
out,
what you
and
mean.
I had this weird thing where I'll like hit a note randomly, and it'll not be a special note, it'll just be the same note I always hit, but it'll trigger something. I'll be like, fuck, that sounds like the brown note there. It triggered something in me. But I hit this note, and I was like, fuck, that sounds like that Locomotion by Kylie Minogue. And I've worked it out in about 10 minutes.
From one note.
Guitar in here.
From one note.
One note, because it's just like a sensory memory. No, like I'll be like, bung,
That
like
goes
slap,
around
I'll be
that
like,
sort of thing.
I would like to address something here with regards to that, right? So he texted me last night going, oh, here, I figured out Locomotion by Kylie Minogue. And I'm like, oh, happy days.
When are you ever going to use that?
Our moods, no,
Or can he do the Nokia format for my phone?
no talent if you can't do
But
that.
I remember for ages saying to him, oh, we should learn Mysterious Girl by Peter Andre. And he kept going, nah, we're not doing
See,
it.
but you're not
and
looking
then
at
he
it.
goes, but we're going to do Push the Button by Sugar Babes. I'm like, what's the fucking difference?
But there, no, the difference is
all
it's
guff.
how it's implemented. You don't look at a song and go, oh, that's good, and blah, blah. It's like, I go, is that a boring melody, and is that a boring chord progression, and does it work with any other things? And if it doesn't do those things, fuck it, it's shite. Do you know what I mean? Because like, you would do Mysterious Girl for like 8 bars in amongst something else. You wouldn't do the whole fucking song. Do you know what I mean? You would do parts of it. I'm not against like taking parts of songs and putting them together, but when you look at it structurally, it's boring as fuck. And most of these pop songs are all to do with the lyrics, and we're not singing lyrics. So all people are hearing is and that's kind of all they want to hear.
Does that mean me and Owen can't do the rap part?
The rap. Well, though, I would do that
Thanks.
as long as we were forbidden from singing. You could do the rap part, no problem. But yeah, no, I look at songs and I go structurally, how does that work? Because here's the thing with the Kylie Minogue thing, I was doing it, and because it's C to A minor, I was like, well, that's kind of what I call it, Hallelujah. But so I basically funked up Hallelujah. So that it goes, the minor fall and the major, and it does the big, and then instead of going hallelujah, it goes, come on baby, do the emotion, and it really works. And I got Fanula to sing along with it last night. I was like, was it the Minions? Light bulb.
How your musical brains works? You're a musician. You,
that's not a musical brain.
You can strum yourself. Do you know what I mean? It annoys me. I have no musical sort of.
It's piece of piss.
It seems a lot though. It seems very like.
Learn the theremin.
Very like fair play to this, but I don't know if I would have the patience to learn.
It was literally a stroke of just pure luck that I started playing when I did, because I was like 15 and you've nothing else to do. You've no worries. You've no thing, and I spent like fucking 3 weeks just really into it, and then have really not learned much since then.
Something to do with your hands in between wanking.
That's it.
Looking forward to getting us back in here as well. It'll be good crack. I think the last time we were out here was the time we
That's
stood here
right.
and shouted Gavin.
That's right.
I know Mick was raging. All Mick's mates come in and cheer for you.
Cheered for Gavin.
No, I wasn't raging. Do you know what it is?
You were raging.
They're shouting for the superstar, and they thought my name was Gavin.
No.
We're showing t-shirts next time. And just
I know. Just Gavin's face.
No, do the you're a
Gavin's
superstar.
Gavin's face, a big love heart saying the one true ninja.
The original, the OG ninja.
Get them stickers made up.
just the best ninjas.
Strange
Best
ninjas.
ninja.
I can't wait to be back on stage again and greeted.
Hopefully sometime soon, boys. Whenever that.
Fingers crossed.
By this time, but when this comes out, he's probably.
We're actually dating this podcast by talking about that.
I don't really mind because it's the last one.
I think when this podcast goes out, the world will be over anyway, because we're going back into lockdown.
I think when this podcast will be the last one of the String Ninjas anyway. When you hear this pile of shite,
Cancelled. Not because you said anything offensive, just please cancel.
it's just awful. It's just awful.
It's alright. It's grand.
Yeah,
You did well, lads. You did
well.
Thank you very
Could
much.
be better than Chef. That's
He
because
was
he
was he
For badness, say yes.
Once
Yeah,
once
just
chef
yes for badness.
once chef got his crystal and his couple of lines in him, he was ready to go. He was ready to go after the fucking hissy fit he threw in the green room before. It was just
To be fair, once I started slabbering about his competitors, he went, well, it's alright then.
Say yes. Say yes, because when we're done, I'm going to text him here and tell him.
No, he did. Everybody
Say
did
yes.
well.
no, I have to say
yes.
it's been way more fucking interesting for us, because it's like people don't realize when we were doing the things, we have to like do them around our schedule. So sometimes you'd have to do 2 in a week, and we'd have done gigs with each other, and then we'd or practice.
looking at each other.
And it's like I seen you yesterday. What the fuck are we going to talk about? And then you were just talking for the sake of filler. Whereas this has all been fucking interesting.
Who else did you have?
So we had Rwanda Shaw. She's a singer from Lisbon. Was on The Voice very briefly.
X Factor
and X Factor, sorry, it was
Made it
X
to
Factor.
camp level.
And she was how our set is basically her set, because when I first left like all sort of main work avenues, a mutual friend of ours was like, I'm leaving to go to Australia. Can somebody fill in for me for this girl? So I had to learn like 40 songs. It just turns out to be our set. So I thought it'd be interesting to get her on, because she's one of the incubators, as we say. Actually, used to be the incubators of the String Ninjas as well, because you designed our logo. And you chatted up all them birds that are.
No, to be fair, like Declan did for about 7 years. Go, well, yeah, just go be a musician. Yeah, just go be a musician. And then it did.
Yeah, that's true.
You wouldn't have time to spoil
We'd
things.
sit in here, like over that's our table over there in the corner.
The office?
And we would sit, the office we call it, yes.
The office.
And we would sit at night, because we were both working in hospitality at the time. Yep. And like just get drunk and be hating on our jobs. And he'd be like, but you could go be a musician. Go be a musician. Go do it.
Probably just didn't like working with you.
Oh, no,
So you're welcome, Gavin.
Yeah, I know.
You're welcome.
I know your pain. But we also had Sarah Dillon, who was on Game of Thrones and Line of Duty. And all that stuff. So she's a singer as well. She's very, very good. And we had Chef, we had Dean Stevens, who's the recording engineer, playing with like Bob Geldof and stuff and all.
These are just people you've
Just
met
know,
along
just
the
people
way,
we know.
like,
There's way. When we got like Dean in, I knew Dean a bit about, and he'd met loads of people because I obviously read his bio and who he's done sound and all for. But then him actually talking stories about all the things he'd done, you'd be like, fuck, you've met some people.
Yeah,
you know what I
like
mean? You know.
some
So it was
stories
kind
to
of
tell.
interesting. And then we had Bob from the Sunflower on, because that's what we were doing. That's kind of the theme that I want to go for. Is like, I want to get Davey in for the first one if we were doing it in here, to do that, you know, so then he introduces the bar and the venue and all that sort of shit, like, and then we'll go on from there. But yeah, I've got some. I'm
So
looking
who didn't show up a day then?
No, they all
That's
did.
why we had to have here. Like,
No, you were planned. You were planned from the start. We need you to fill in.
And I've got a couple of comedians on as well.
Rory and Darren, what them? They were very good, very funny. That was, but you know what the good thing was? It was like all the tones of the podcast were. It wasn't like we were being filthy through all of the podcasts. It was literally. The conversation was tailored around the person that we had, so it wasn't like we were being fucking rude or, you know, saying dirty talk in front of Romanda. It was all interesting, so it was kind of, it was nice to do that. No, obviously all the talk was natural. Yeah. So it was kind of nice that way, you know, but it's just for us, it made it fucking interesting for us. It's a lot of fucking hard work in terms of the setting up and lighting and all our fucking light, but you know, and shit like that. But it's all seen. I think it's going to pay off, and this is kind of what I want to do, because it means we're not forcing out fucking podcasts for the sake of doing it. Yeah. It's going to be interesting for people listening, and we get a break in doing them, because they're going to be doing them in seasons.
You're going to be listening to somebody else talk.
So all the that's it. All the
even recording them too.
But even recording them. So what I'll do is like, so that's after today. We're not recording for at least another 8 weeks. Nice. So I'll start editing all this shit, putting it together, and then all the patrons, once it gets done, all the patrons will get them all straight away, because they've had nothing for a couple of weeks. But then like the audience, the general audience, will get them like on a weekly basis after the wedding. So they'll still get all their bulk, and they'll feel we had early access and we got everything in one go, and then we still hit the general public in a couple of, like, at the end of June with everything. So it means I can do some promos and shit and all, because I'll be taking bits out of this and some of the other ones.
Nice. It's interesting to see who I was accosted. I was accosted in here on Friday night by a local person who is quite well known on Instagram. I was like, when do you get me on the fucking podcast?
Now we can.
Well,
now we can. But I've already.
Who was it?
I'll tell you after.
No, tell me that.
No, because he's got an important job, so I can't slabber about him.
When I ask you to slap I just want to know who it is.
He doesn't want to spoil the next season.
I don't want to spoil.
She's learning.
But no, I've already got a bit of a list, because I was thinking about like what we're going to do for the next one, because we had musicians, we had like actors, we had fucking comedians and all. So I was like looking out, and the thing as well, I want to do it half and half, like women and men, because you don't want to end up being a fucking sausage factory all the time, and then everybody goes fucking. Where's the female perspective? And it's like, well, fucking, if anything we need more of is the female perspective. So I was looking at, like, I'm looking at a few tattoo artists and stuff and all to get in. A few not Broadway, what would you call them, Soho actresses and whatnot, to come in and do all that sort of shit, like, and more musicians obviously and all that sort of stuff, more mates. So it'll be fucking. But already the list is already done. So I'm like, it's just a case of getting in contact with them and going, here, do you want to do this? Doctor could have used that for this fucking podcast. Here, see, just me doing a wee health checkup in the middle of it.
I know, but that's it. Get people on, you know.
That's the first thing with Gavin. First, I haven't seen Gavin since the whole pandemic keepers have out there. First, meet him after all that time. You alright? I'm having these heart palpitations.
But I think I broke my finger.
You alright?
So it's all good. So Looking forward to it.
No?
Something to do.
So if you're listening to this on Patreon, thanks for the love. If you're not listening to this on Patreon, what's your problem?
I feel like we should, obviously thank you for having us on, but also apologise as well.
No, we should.
Absolutely
Could have
fine.
been worse.
What, for the abuse? For the abuse?
We held back.
We did hill back. It was just good nice.
I should have bought you 2 sausage rolls.
We're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this again when Mick's not here. We're just gonna put a cardboard cutout of you
know.
in the chair, and I'm gonna go.
Slap
Right,
it
lads, tell me everything, and that'll be the ultimate. You'll have to pay for that one.
Wait for my snack.
It'll be on my Patreon fucking gig. But I know the thing is as well. This could all go to shit at the end of June. They might be like, here, no more. You can gig all you want now, and we'll be flat out and never again. We'll be doing
This could be
another
the last of the
podcast.
pod.
This could be it all. You never know. But no, I would like to keep it up. As the
We just do another.
bishop said to the elder boy.
We just do another Crescent Arts gig.
Yes.
we
But
want
we
it
need
to?
we need to have to do something because it's me that organises all that.
Would we be up for it again? We'd give you a night that night, didn't we? Very good night. Is that the night you ended up
Well, I want
relaxed?
No, I don't think it was as bad as that, was it? There has been more than one occasion where I've ended up,
Because we went out for
hanging out.
days.
My own
We went out for that a couple of weeks later.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. That's
That was
right.
great,
That was good.
Somebody enjoyed themselves a little bit too much, Gavin, didn't they?
Was it after the Crescent Arts?
That was it.
No, it was another night. It was another night.
Arts when Roasties
Was Roasties came?
He
Definitely.
basically was like in the taxi telling us.
I was pitching to the investors. I didn't think you noticed that. So that's what he's getting 10 grand a
Taxi driver
piece.
sat in the front making notes.
Fucking Roasties. This guy's onto something. Or on something.
No, that's what happened. No, but it was a few weeks later when we got our because strangely put a gig on and didn't lose money, which is unheard of.
Didn't really make money, but
So we were like, right, we'll take this off because you wouldn't take payments. We were like, well, we'll buy his lunch and
Well, we
beers
enjoyed
and
it.
stuff. And then we did, and fucking went to town. That was great.
It was the Angry Orchard, I think. Tipped us over the Angry Orchard on draft.
Glad Eye as well. There's that Glad Eye IPA in Gordon Street that I've warned a few people. It's like even when you've had a few drinks, the stuff just whatever way it reacts with you, it just fucks you up.
It's like Heverly you were talking.
I was on Heverly yesterday.
Does the same.
I had a few pints of Heverly yesterday, and I was like,
I think that was also the night that we bumped into Disco Beard and we were like, here lads, we should form a supergroup. And then Gareth goes, Mick, who the fuck could afford him? I was like, you're right, mate. You're right.
I think that was his nice way of brushing us off.
Yeah.
To be fair, we'd be too good, mate. We'd be too good. Fuck off.
I got a dry hump from Ross.
Enjoyable.
See, I told you, like gentleman spit. He's not a gentleman. If you ever get a dry one, that's what a chef.
So-
that's what you call when a chef has a wank, a dry rub.
Thanks for watching. I'm going to go to the Sunflower and get drunk. They're going to go be daddies and do daddy things.
I have to make a stew. The crock pot's broken, so I can't really do it in the oven. So I have to make it old school way
Remember,
in a big pot.
wash your hands.
Right, aye. Thanks very much, folks. Cheers, and see us all next year.
That's for the deaf.
Oh, I forgot to hit record.
oh,
All new episodes of the String Ninjas podcast every Monday on all major streaming platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Or subscribe to us to get early access to both the audio and the video versions of the podcast at patreon.com/String Ninjas.
The String Ninjas Podcast.